If you've ever watched Deadliest Catch or seen those weathered fishermen pulling in massive nets full of fish, you've probably wondered what it's actually like to work on a commercial fishing vessel. Well, today we're diving deep into the world of commercial fishing deckhand jobs. And I'm going to break down every single position you need to know about. We're talking about entry-level jobs that'll test your limits, specialized positions that require serious skill, and leadership roles that can make or break an entire fishing operation. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what each deckhand position involves, what kind of money you can expect to make, and which jobs might be the perfect fit for your experience level. Whether you're thinking about leaving your desk job for life on the open ocean, or you're just curious about how this massive industry actually works, we've got you covered. Now, before we jump into the specific positions, let me tell you something that might surprise you. The commercial fishing industry isn't just about casting nets and hauling in fish. It's a complex operation that requires everything from mechanical expertise to navigation skills, and each crew member has a very specific role that keeps the entire operation running smoothly. Miss one piece of this puzzle, and you could be looking at lost catch, damaged equipment, or worse. Let's start with the backbone of every fishing crew, the entry-level deckhand. This is where almost everyone begins their career in commercial fishing, and for good reason. Entry-level deckhands are the workhorses of the operation, handling the physical labor that keeps everything moving. You're looking at 12 to 16-hour days of non-stop action, and the work is as demanding as it gets. Your main responsibilities include handling lines, sorting catch, cleaning fish, and maintaining deck equipment. When the nets come up, you're right there separating the target species from the bycatch, working fast because time literally equals money on these boats. You'll be hosing down the deck, organizing gear, and doing whatever needs to be done to keep the operation running efficiently. The pay for entry-level deckhand work typically starts around $3,000 to $5,000 per month. But here's the catch. You're not working regular months. Fishing seasons can be intense bursts of activity followed by downtime, so your actual earnings depend heavily on the type of fishing and the success of the boat. Some entry-level hands on successful boats can pull in $20,000 to $30,000 during a good season. What makes this position challenging isn't just the physical demands. You're learning an entirely new language of maritime terminology, understanding how different types of fishing gear work, and developing the stamina to work effectively in conditions that would send most people straight back to shore. Seasickness, freezing temperatures, and dangerous working conditions are all part of the daily routine. Moving up from entry level, we have the experienced deckhand position. These are the crew members who've paid their dues and proven they can handle the pressure. Experienced deckhands take on more complex tasks and often serve as mentors to the newer crew members. You're looking at significantly better pay, usually ranging from $5,000 to $8,000 per month, with the potential for much more on highly successful vessels. Experienced deckhands handle specialized equipment operation, assist with navigation tasks, and take leadership roles during fishing operations. When something goes wrong with the hydraulics or the net gets tangled, experienced deckhands are the ones who jump into action with the knowledge and skills to solve problems quickly. They understand the nuances of different fishing techniques and can adapt to changing conditions on the fly. What sets experienced deckhands apart is their ability to anticipate problems before they happen. They know when equipment is starting to show wear, they can read weather patterns, and they understand fish behavior well enough to make suggestions that can dramatically improve catch rates. This level of expertise doesn't happen overnight, and that's why these positions command better pay and more respect within the crew hierarchy. Next up is the lead deckhand or deck boss position, and this is where things get really interesting. Lead deckhands are essentially the foreman of the deck crew, responsible for coordinating all the deck activities and ensuring everything runs like clockwork. These positions typically pay anywhere from $8,000 to $12,000 per month, with exceptional deck bosses on successful boats earning even more. A deck boss coordinates the entire fishing operation from the deck perspective. When the captain gives orders from the wheelhouse, the deck boss translates those instructions into specific actions for each crew member. They're responsible for safety protocols, equipment maintenance schedules, and maximizing efficiency during fishing operations. If someone gets injured or equipment breaks down, the deck boss is the one who has to make split-second decisions to keep everyone safe and the operation moving. What makes the deck boss position particularly challenging is the responsibility that comes with it. When things go wrong, and they will go wrong, The deck boss is the one who has to figure out solutions under pressure. Whether it's a medical emergency, equipment failure, or dangerous weather conditions, the deck boss needs to keep the crew working safely and efficiently. The engineer deckhand represents a specialized position that combines traditional deckhand duties with mechanical expertise. These crew members are responsible for maintaining and repairing the complex machinery that keeps modern fishing vessels operational. We're talking about hydraulic systems, winches, refrigeration units, and all the mechanical equipment that makes large-scale commercial fishing possible. Engineer deckhands typically earn between $7,000 to $10,000 per month, reflecting the specialized knowledge required for the position. They need to understand diesel engines, hydraulic systems, electrical components, and refrigeration technology. When you're hundreds of miles from shore and the main engine starts acting up, the engineer deckhand is the person everyone's counting on to get things running again. This position requires a unique combination of hands-on mechanical skills and the physical demands of regular deckhand work. During fishing operations, engineer deckhands are pulling nets and sorting catch just like everyone else. But when the fishing slows down or equipment needs attention, they transition into their technical role, diagnosing problems and performing repairs that could mean the difference between a successful trip and a costly return to port. The cook deckhand fills a role that might surprise people who aren't familiar with commercial fishing operations. On longer trips, having someone dedicated to meal preparation becomes absolutely critical for crew, morale, and efficiency. Cook deckhands typically earn between $4,000 to $7,000 per month, and while it might seem like a less demanding position, it requires its own set of specialized skills. These crew members are responsible for planning meals, managing food supplies, and preparing 3 substantial meals a day for hungry fishermen who are burning massive amounts of calories. They need to work efficiently in cramped galley spaces while the boat is rolling in heavy seas, and they have to make limited supplies stretch for the entire duration of the trip. Running out of food or having crew members get sick from poor meal preparation can seriously impact the success of a fishing operation. What makes the cook deckhand position particularly challenging is the dual responsibility. During peak fishing activities, they're sometimes expected to help with deck operations, sorting catch, and handling equipment. But they also need to have meals ready when the crew comes off their shifts, often working around the clock to keep everyone fed and energized. The best cook deckhands understand that good food isn't just about nutrition, it's about maintaining crew morale during long, difficult trips. Navigator deckhands represent the intersection of traditional seamanship and modern technology. These positions typically pay between $6,000 to $9,000 per month and require a deep understanding of both electronic navigation systems and traditional navigation techniques. When you're working in areas where GPS signals might be unreliable or electronic equipment could fail, having someone who can read charts and understand celestial navigation becomes incredibly valuable. These crew members assist the captain with route planning, weather analysis, and finding the most productive fishing areas. They monitor radar systems, GPS plotters, and fish finders, helping to locate schools of fish and navigate safely through challenging waters. During fishing operations, they often coordinate with other vessels, sharing information about fish locations and weather conditions. The skills required for navigator deckhand positions include understanding marine electronics, reading weather patterns, and interpreting sonar and fish finder displays. They need to be able to plot courses, calculate distances and fuel consumption, and understand how tides and currents affect fishing success. This knowledge often comes from years of experience combined with formal training in marine navigation. Safety officer deckhands have emerged as fishing operations have become more regulated and safety conscious. These positions typically pay between $5,000 to $8,000 per month and require specialized training in maritime safety protocols. They're responsible for conducting safety drills, maintaining emergency equipment, and ensuring all crew members follow proper safety procedures during fishing operations. When accidents happen on fishing vessels, they happen fast and can be serious. Safety officer deckhands are trained in first aid and emergency response, often serving as the first line of medical care when crew members get injured. They maintain life jackets, emergency beacons, life rafts, and other safety equipment, conducting regular inspections to ensure everything is in working order. The responsibility that comes with this position extends beyond just following regulations. Safety officer deckhands need to balance maintaining safe working conditions with the reality that commercial fishing is inherently dangerous work. They have to enforce safety protocols without slowing down operations, and they need the respect of the crew to be effective in their role. Fish processor deckhands specialize in the immediate handling and processing of catch once it comes aboard. These positions pay between $4,000 to $7,000 per month and require specific knowledge about different fish species, proper handling techniques, and preservation methods. Speed and accuracy are crucial because improper processing can significantly reduce the value of the catch. These crew members are experts at filleting, gutting, and packaging fish for market. They understand which cuts command premium prices and how to maximize the value of each fish. During peak fishing periods, processor deckhands work incredibly fast, processing hundreds of pounds of fish while maintaining the quality standards that buyers expect. The physical demands of this position are intense. Fish processor deckhands spend long hours bent over cutting tables, working with sharp knives in slippery conditions while the boat pitches and rolls. They need excellent knife skills, the ability to identify different species quickly, and the endurance to maintain quality work even when exhausted. Their work directly impacts the profitability of each trip because poorly processed fish sells for significantly less money. What makes these specialized deckhand positions so important is how they all work together to create a successful fishing operation. Each role requires specific skills and experience, and the best fishing crews are those where every position is filled by someone who really knows their job. The money can be excellent, but it comes with risks and demands that aren't found in most other industries. Whether you're thinking about making the jump into commercial fishing or you're already working deck and looking to move up, understanding these different positions gives you a roadmap for building a career on the water. Each role builds on the others, and the skills you develop in one position often transfer to the next level up. Thanks for sticking with me through this complete breakdown of deckhand positions. If this helped you understand what it really takes to make it in commercial fishing, hit that like button and let me know in the comments which position sounds most interesting to you. And if you want more content about maritime careers and life on the water, make sure you're subscribed because we've got plenty more coming your way.